like Oracle and TIBCO and so on. And I climbed up, I learned this, what I will teach you here. I exactly this. And it brought me to the point where I'd been 6 times as good as the second best. It was 6 times. I just finished this stuff, which I will teach you, like starting from today, you will get already some like an introduction in this, what I'm saying. So because one of the big challenges which many people have, specifically when they cold call, is that they don't know how to start the conversation, how to keep the customer really in the conversation. So there is a method. I can tell you what, just for example, the second best method is what Jordan Belfort has discovered. Jordan Belfort is saying it's about the tonality. So he says, like, how you call, and you have to sound confident and so on. I think that always that you have to earn your confidence. But he's suggesting, for example, that if you call a customer, you do a bit of a role play and you act as you would be asking the question. So you introduce yourself and hello, here's Damien speaking, and you do as you would be asking this question, so to make the other person curious. I find it the second best option of introducing yourself, because it can be also that the other person thinks that you are crazy. Because when you're asking him, what's your name? Like maybe he comes up with an idea. It might work. It might intrigue this person to ask this question, but it also might come across awkward. So there is, and this is actually like the big lessons. There are 5 questions all over. I probed it in different countries. I probed it in Poland, I probed it in England, I probed it in USA. I was also shortly calling for France. But like there is always 5 questions, which I think maybe he gives me right. I don't know. We see a prospect who doesn't know you, when he picks up the phone, he asks himself, when in the first couple of seconds. First of all, it's a myth that you have just 7 seconds to make the first impression. It's not true. You have a short period of time, but it's not about 7 seconds. This has been not proven anywhere. I checked this. They are like you can repair your first impression. If you make like first you say, you just sniff in the phone, you're like, wow, and then you say, oh, sorry, and then you can tell if you know what you are doing, you will be able to get this person interested. So they have 5 questions which this prospect is usually thinking, and it's obvious, and this is why I like this approach more. He will ask himself, who is calling, obviously, because he doesn't know you. And there's just, I know there's problem there, but I want to. So time, how long will the call take? So this is the second. Then what does he want from me? Of course, because he wants to know what it's about. And then will I benefit from this call? Also, something which you already have to address within the first couple of seconds. And then when it's following, then you will ask me what exactly will I get. But this is further down the line. So this is why with my trainer together, because I have also to give credit to from a German trainer, and like I was doing my training with the German trainer. His name is Tim Taxis, by the way, and he went into spirituality, but like now I took over. So he created this kind of approach. So this is why I just made this suggestion, for example, first of all, and it works 100% time in every industry I work, when you call someone and he's just say, hello, here's Damien, good morning, and then you let him speak. And then you ask, I ask, this is my approach, can I get straight to the point and not waste your time? And then you because this is, I can tell you, they are amazed. They say, I asked for them. Like in Germany, I always hear like, ich bitte drum. This means like, oh, please, that's good, like, because they are happy about that someone starts with the fact that they don't waste your time. And then with the next introduction, I introduce really to this, I'm already addressing these 5 questions. So for example, you see here, we are headhunting specialists. with over 20 years of experience in effective recruitment. We would like to collaborate with you, but only if it's an advantage to you. This is what you just say, the sport advantage. You know, bang, like the first thing. So you can decide, or to help you to decide, I have 1 or 2 questions. Is it okay to ask? Because asking for permission to ask a question is always like you show that you let him decide. You don't treat the prospect like you know, garbage. You don't. So this is, and you already start asking questions, because when we go and you know, when you go later on through the area of discovery, you will see that my approach is very much about really being like a question machine. I don't emphasize too much statements. You can do my presentation, shortly say something about what the company is doing, but I always ask, and I ask as precise, as short as possible, and I ask about the needs. You know, like this will be in the discovery process in the next day, because this is a system. I can print out today. You can have a look at on my script, which I created for Oliver for the moment. You know, like so. With this introduction, you already start asking questions. You know, I cannot get straight to the point and not waste your time. I'm calling from Big Wig. We are head accounting specialist with over 20 years of experience in effective recruitment. We would like to collaborate with you, but only if it's an advantage to you, so you can decide. I have 1, 2 questions will be okay to ask. You know, look, you can use this, and I ask you to use this. You know, like if just, you know, maybe they've shown you something different, but just use this, because it's not about, you know, I just always say it to somebody, say, try this, try this. I don't like the word try. I don't like, because trying, if you think about trying, if you imagine, I ask you, can you imagine someone who's opening the door? So I see someone who's struggling to open the door. Like, do you see someone who opens the door? It's someone who opens the door. So don't try, just do it for a period of time, like for 1 month. Just ask this, you know, ask this. It's like an order, you know, like, you know, not ordering anything, but I tell you to do it and see if I'm right. They respond 99% positively to that. That they will open up, they will let you, give you space for the next part, which is the discovery. And this is what questions. All right, good one.
I don't know, because like you finish your approach with, would it be okay to ask?
Yeah.
There are 2 answers, no or yes. It's 99% that's just of the person. Yes, you can ask him. Or for me, if someone finish the approach for everybody, like my friends or whatever, can I ask something to me? Ask.
Oh.
But like, or no, I don't have time now. It's like when you finish your approach with the 1 answer, that there are only 2 answers.
Yes,
no or yes.
Question.
Yes.
Great, thanks. Great question. Thank you very much for this question. Because there is something else in this approach. The word okay. Is it okay? This is a family of words which are called magic words. The magic words, for example, if you ask someone, for example, if you ask many questions and they are telling you, oh, why are you asking so many questions? Like, you know, are you like from the police or something? You just, I have just a general interest. I want to understand how your environment looks like. This is what we ask in IT. General is a magic word. If you ask someone, if you tell someone, I have just a general question, the likelihood that they will not answer it drops to 20%. Is it okay? Asking someone, is it okay to do something, gives you a 90% likelihood that they will say yes. This is why you can ask this question at the end of the approach. And it's in a yes or no question, it's not an open question, but you will get 90% of the cases you will get a yes. And I promise that you can do it. I mean, and the thing is that this approach is magic. And it's so simple, you know, like I've actually been doing homework, like thank you very much, you know, like, but because it's opening up the way for the discovery and for the objection group. The
Also, can I ask you something?
yes, sure.
When you call
Yeah.
that you present yourself, is good to say, like, you shouldn't say, for example, is a good moment, no, right?
No. You go straight. The time. This is from objection. The first one, and can I get straight to the point to not waste your time, is actually a methodology from objection handling. And the technique, the methodology is called assumption technique. You assume that the prospect will have not much time, and that his objection will be that he has not much time. So you instantly go in and you say, I understand that you have not much time. So can I get straight to the point and waste your time? They like, oh, finally someone.
Thank you.
This guy, amazing. Now this is yeah. Oh, wow. I'm just going to the toilet, like this is true. I'm not kidding.
And what's the magic word that you mentioned?
Yeah. We will give you for some.
All right.
But I think okay, it's a magic to,
But it's
when you said like for someone, okay, it's automatically the person, okay, like.
yes. Is it okay to ask? Like I said, because asking if it's okay, it's just different than you ask it another yes or no question. So yeah, there are some of them. There are some words which you can use. I mentioned just two.
Advantage.
Yeah, advantage. Like just because it's, I ask you at the end of this session, I ask you also to create an own. This is already working. So if you use this, maybe you want to change.